Fables of La Fontaine. The Grasshopper and the Ant. The grasshopper, so blithe and gay, sang the summer-time away. Pinched and poor, the spendthrift grew, when the sour northeaster blew. In her larder not a scrap, bread to taste nor drink to lap. The ant, her neighbor, she went to moan her penury, praying for a loan of wheat just to make a loaf to eat. Till the sunshine came again. All I can say is fair and plain, I will pay you every grain, principal and interest too, before harvest, I tell you, on my honor, every pound, ere a single sheaf is bound. The ant's a very prudent friend, never much disposed to lend, virtues great and failing small, this her failing least of all. Quoth she, how spent you the summer? Night and day to each newcomer I sang gaily by your leave, singing, morn and eve. You sang? I see it at a glance. Well, then, now it's time to dance. Well, there you have it. The Grasshopper and the Ant. Well, what's this all about? Well, this is a very common tale. We've heard it a million times before. We've seen the cartoons. Everybody knows this story. The grasshopper didn't take care for the winter, while the ant worked hard. The ant saved their food, saved up, worked all summer because they knew winter was coming. Grasshopper didn't take this seriously, and now when the nor'easter, the northeastern wind, signifying the coming of winter, showed up, what does she do? Goes to the neighbor, hey, can you lend me some food for the winter? I'll pay you back in the spring. And the ant is like, wow, you knew winter was coming. I worked all summer. You played all summer. And now, in your time of need, you want me to split my work with you. For what? For a promise that you'll pay me back someday. Well, I worked all summer for the winter so I can survive the winter. I can't give you enough to get through. I won't have enough. We'll both fail. You had the responsibility. You knew winter was coming, but you didn't take account of this, and as a result, now you have nothing and you expect me to take care of you. Well, I can't do that. Sorry. And this is the way of the world. The hard-working people who save and scrimp and sacrifice, they're the ones that suffer because the grasshoppers of society, they need to be taken care of. So the taxpayers, the ones who work, the ones who invest and save and pay their taxes, all that tax money goes to these people who didn't do what they were supposed to do. So it's a bit of a slap in the face to the taxpayer to support people who haven't contributed. But these days, if you say that in our socialist society where, oh, we have to help the poor and we have to take care of these single mothers and we have to do everything, and these greedy workers, they have all the money, they should pay their fair share. Well, I agree to an extent. If you're old or sick or infirm, if there's legitimate reason that you can't work and you can't contribute and pay your taxes and pay into the pool for everybody to share, yes, we should take care of those people. Families should take care of those people. Back in the old days, You know, your family would have to be responsible for you if you couldn't pull your weight. Some people, widowers or orphans, didn't have family they could lean on. So, yes, taxpayers should support those people. But unfortunately, these days, there's a lot of people who just don't want to work, refuse to work. And one solution was to bring in immigrants who had something to offer and wanted to contribute, and they wanted jobs and to pay. But now, the type of immigrants we get are mostly people who don't have any skills and they just want to come here and take from those of us who contributed. We paid the taxes, and a lot of times our elderly can't survive very well, but we pay these people who never paid in to the pool of tax and likely never will pay in. And for what? Why? I mean, this has got people scratching their heads. The waste, the abuse of the taxpayers' money. But we're forced by barrel of a gun, namely the government, to pay our taxes, and they spend the tax money how they please. And a lot of the times they spend the tax money on stuff that nobody would agree on, but what can you do? And then the taxes go up, and people who have saved and invested basically no longer qualify for benefits. So the people who never contributed get all the benefit. The system seems very unfair and seems to encourage and reward people who do nothing and don't contribute. And it's very, very sad to see this, because many people now say, why bother? Why would I work? Why would I contribute when I can just sit home and do nothing? So a lot of people sit home and do nothing when they should be out working. And that's not the spirit of tax or any of this. Our taxes should build hospitals, pay for the military to protect our borders, pay for police to protect the interior, pay for our roads and our water and things like that, pay for the heat, the lights, street lights, stop signs, infrastructure, build bridges, not to support people who are irresponsible or should be able to support themselves, not to bail out people who wasted money, not to bail out people who made poor choices and became single mothers and things like that. But that's the way the world is these days. And we just don't seem to have enough tax money to take care of all these things. But the politicians make promises, people vote them in, and then they have to honor as much of that as they can if they want to get reelected next time around. It's very frustrating. Certainly not the dream of the future that we all would hope to have one day. I have no problem working and paying my fair share of taxes. However, when my share of taxes are wasted and squandered on nonsense, it's certainly a bitter pill to swallow. Anyway, something to think about. Take care of your future. Think about what's coming. We all know winter's coming. and we have to do the best to prepare for it because nobody's coming to the rescue. Anyway, something to think about. Till next time, goodbye. Love you.